All right, so to my expat community out there, first and foremost, big shout out to you guys and much love because you are taking a chance on making a move that you feel is better for you and serving the purpose of the life that you are attempting to live. Now, I want to say to you guys, in large part, if you are having situations where you're listening to non-expat people who come at you and say things like, we live in the best country in the world. If you don't like it, leave. That kind of mentality. You got to understand a lot of these people have never lived anywhere. So you're talking to people that have a very limited, narrow view because at the end of the day, it's hard to listen to somebody who's never traveled or lived somewhere, I should say. Let's emphasize living somewhere to tell you what's best and what's not best when they've never lived anywhere but what they know. So you got to take that in consideration. So I would encourage you to not have those conversations with those kind of people, which is a lot of them. They're looking through the eyes of pride, ego, national pride, and things like that, things they're conditioned to think and not look at it as business, taxes, healthcare. That's the reality of what makes a country suitable for individuals that are moving. And there are proven situations where people have moved from their country of origin to another and improved their lives significantly. So it's funny because people will only value the data that shows people migrating to a country, but they will not show the data of people leaving. And I'm not sure how you can track that accurately. Other than, let's say, for example, if you have a country that deploys people in the military, you might be able to track that. But it's hard to track just the entrepreneur, the business person, the contractor, the online worker, like so many people and so many moving parts. So there's a lot more than you think. And it's shown that people have improved their lives based on what they value. So I just make this video to my expat community to encourage you to just align yourselves with other expats or people who desire it. You're not going to, those kind of people, it's no point even talking to them. Like, let them be what they are. Let them stay where they're at. If they really believe they have the best situation, then let them do it. Like, what does it even matter? You can't want something for someone who doesn't want for themselves. And the fact that they think like that, would you really want them being your neighbor in another place? All you're doing is bringing that mentality to where you are. Keep them where they're at and let them stay where they're at and let them think whatever they want. There's nothing to debate. The fact is, you have the right to voice how you feel, just like they have the right to voice how they feel. And when they get mad and say, if you don't like it, leave, you can tell them the same thing. Or you can tell them, I can stay if I want because I pay taxes here. And that is a fact. You can say how you feel about things that you feel is not fair or right. If you bring up issues, that is well within your right. So again, narrow-minded people don't get access to your willpower when you think bigger and have experienced bigger. And lastly, if you talk to somebody and let's say they're military and they love to go in that same mentality because they say that, hey, I've lived over here too, so I know, you have to take that with a grain of salt. You have to question some of these people because not a lot of military people live off base. And then the ones that do, it depends on how much they immerse themselves. Like if you're raised in a place and you think a certain way, and when you get out there to another country that has different values, of course they're going to come in with their mindset and they're going to think the way they do. So once again, they could physically leave a place, but mentally they're still stuck where they're from, right? The best people to talk to are people who are unbiased, who are open, and who understand that there are differences and who do not try to force things onto people, but instead assimilate and experience it. And once they do that for years, like don't go over there on some short-term deployment for like a year and think you know everything, because you don't. It is more advantageous for you, but at the same time, there's a lot to learn. I know people personally who have been in the military, who have been to different countries, and they've never explored anything outside of their orders. They never left the base. And for the small few that have left the base, they don't go to any other parts of the country, not all of them. The ones that actually do, I find it funny when you start breaking it down and questioning them beyond their talk. The ones who actually have traveled and immersed themselves end up wanting to live in the country or another country in somewhere else that they've traveled. So I find it ironic that most of the people that start off in the military that stay over there are people who actually immerse themselves as opposed to people who live on a base. There's two different types of experiences. So make sure you break down what the experiences of that military soldier. That component is essential. So in a nutshell, all my expats out there, much love to you guys. I'm proud of you for making the decision to do what's best for you. And you focus on what's you, if you have a family and whatnot, all that matters is you're happy and you live your life as best as you can. If your family or close friends have something to say, hey, that's their opinion. At the end of the day, they're not walking your shoes. So live your dream or you live someone else's.